Hello, Galactic Marine fans slash jexamwolfexia fans. This is jexamwolfexia, not Galactic Marine 501. And this is obviously a Gundam review, if you don't recognize that theme music. Um, so yeah. Um, Today I recently was able to finally access YouTube for a while. And I'm going to check something real quick because I'm not exactly sure if this information that I'm going to say is right. But I'm going to my channel now just to check this out. And oh my goodness, I do have... Okay, so I have 4 subscribers, one of which is me, and the other 3 of which are subscribed to me because of my alt account, Galactic Marine 501. Now, thank you to you 3. But I was thinking of running a contest, and the fact that you 3 are probably not going to be Gundam fans as well as Star Wars fans, because I'm pretty unique on that front. Now, you may be, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. Going off of Ray William Johnson there. But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, and I will say Gundam 3 times fast in my next video. Gundam, Gundam, Gundam. Sorry, I did it anyway. Okay, never mind. But I'll say it faster in my next video if you say it. If you actually comment. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. Unless you want me to. If you want me to, post a comment and I will. Really, I'm bored as heck on this channel. I have no idea what to upload, so, literally any suggestions would be appreciated. Do the Old Spice guy commercial. I'm on a horse. No, I'm just... But I would do that if somebody requested it. I literally am that stuck for ideas. But, so, yeah. Today's video is actually going to be sort of a crazy slash stupid slash who the heck cares video. And it's going to be a look at the history of GN Swords past. Because a lot of people think the GN Sword started with this contraption that was on the Exia's arm at the beginning of Gundam 00. It did not in any way. There are actually 2 before this. The first GN Sword was the GN Sword Proto, which is this one. It did not have the gun yet. However, it worked in moderately the same way. This flipped out, and then actually a handle flipped up for the Gundam to hold. And this locked onto its arm. It was not nearly as easy to drop. So if a bomb got stuck to it, you're out of luck. You're going down with your sword. But anyway, so then they figured that out. And actually, you never see this in the show, but it is true. Trust me. I've got source material that backs this up, aka another Gundam fan, who I do trust because she is from Japan, and she does know a heck of a lot more about Gundam than I do. Actually, that damn Ribbons did have a GN sword for a while. However, he trashed it. He did not like it, so therefore he threw it at a Tieran. And it blew up with the Tieran. Vashti got mad, never rebuilt it until Exia. So anyway, this is the GN Sword 1 Proto, which it flips out. It's the same GN Sword except without the shield or the center of the blade, which I actually made this version. The reason this is hollowed out there is it's a direct reference to this. If you can't see, it's got a little hollowed out part of the blade, so this one was hollowed out too. I've seen source material. I've seen pictures of this guy using it and throwing it into the Tieran. Hang on one sec. I have a nasty cold, so hopefully this is the only time I have to do this. Okay, sorry for that. I just maxed out your sound there. But anyway, and that made it worse. But anyway, moving on. The reason I'm doing this is because it's sort of a lead up to the Double O Quanta, which I built today. From getting this kit, I did not have, sorry, hiccups. I had no high hopes for the GN Sword 5 at all. I do not have the GN Sword 4, by the way. I thought it was going to be a repeat of the GN Sword 2, which I hate. So anyway, now we're getting into... Sorry, I still have a cold. The GN Sword 1. This is actually the GN Sword 1 Alpha, the only difference being the attachment mechanism. This one can be swung off on his wrist. I also custom made this one. In order to do it, I took the handle from the GN shield and then socked it onto there so it sticks onto his wrist a little better. And the reason they made this one was so that in a mission where Setsuna did not need his GN sword the entire time, he could do something like this. I know it looks completely ridiculous, but now his hands are free and he can wield 2 other weapons. Actually, in some of the side stories that I've seen, Setsuna was using the Dynamis as pistols. Actually, not even the Dynamis as pistols. In the keeping with the theme of the close combat version, the Exia used a pistol that was much more reminiscent of the Keradom's pistols, in the fact that it did turn into a battle axe. Or a throwing axe. Actually, they were throwing axes. And he had, like, some kind of laser string that he could attach to it so he could bring him back. But, so anyway, I am planning to get 2 more Exias, actually 3, one being an Astri type F. But get 2 more Exias, well, 2 Exias, 1 more Exia R2 and an Astri type F. And a second Astri type F to build my Gundam wolfexia. Now, I'm going to have the Exias left over, so I'm thinking of doing the full coat review. So I'm thinking of doing his strike mission format, which is this, plus the ridiculous GN Beam Sword 3, which the ridiculous GN Beam Sword Alpha, which fell off because it doesn't hitch on as well as I planned it to. But anyway, yeah, so moving on to the next generation. The GN Beam Sword SD. No, I'm just kidding. There was no GN Beam Sword SD. The GN Beam Sword 2. Oh yeah, and the only difference between the Alpha and the regular GN Beam Sword 1 was, crud, where did XER2's GN Beam Sword go? Okay, but yeah, the attachment mechanism was different. It attached on more with a clamp than a sturdier peg or something. I don't know. I don't know how they actually attach these in the show. I'm not Ian Vashti. But I seem to have... Oh, here we go. The GN Beam Sword 3 Proto. Here, this was more like the attachment mechanism. It's a clamp type thing. But it's cool either way. But then you get into the GN Beam Sword 2, which I utterly despised in Gundam 00 Season 2. I know, how can you despise it? I've never liked this. The sword is okay. I mean, I have no problem with the sword. The problem comes in the thing that the GN Beam Sword 1 did so well, turning into a legitimately... I mean, I'll buy that this is a gun. It's got a gun on there, and then it's a sword, and the handle actually looks like a gun. The way he holds it is like a gun. Even the sword he holds like a gun. It's very... I like that form a lot. The GN Beam Sword 2, not so much. They just stuck the gun barrels onto the side of the sword. So all that happens was the sword turned, a handle popped out of the bottom, a little guard popped down in front of Exia's hand, and you've got yourself a gun and not a sword. Which I hated that in the show. It's like, no. It didn't even work. I mean, I didn't even think it worked. Then I cried tears of joy, manly tears of joy, when the GNHW-A equipment all got equipped for the final battle, and Kyrios got his extra missile pods and better gun. The Caridum got his rifle bits, and the Ceravi got his extra guns and GN particle tanks, like the old Virtue, basically the Virtue backpack shoved on the Ceravi. But I cried manly tears when I saw Exia's new weapon. Bam! The GN Sword 3. Actually, I'm doing these in chronological order, so the GN Sword 3 actually does not come next. That would be the GN Sword 3 Proto, which actually is revealed before the GN Sword 3. But this one is basically the GN Sword 2, except with a new blade. And it's given to Exia R2 instead of Gundam 00, because they finished the GN Sword 3 ahead of schedule, which was originally not going to happen. So anyway, yeah, the GN Sword 3. I like this. I mean, I'm not as fond of the gun. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not as fond of the gun. But it's still a legitimate gun. I mean, it's still got the barrels there. I think it has 3 barrels instead of just 1. But actually, another thing, I don't remember if Setsuna did this or not, but I think he could shoot with it in gun mode. I'm not sure. But, yeah, so, and then it turned into the even cooler Riser Sword, which the Riser Sword is pretty awesome, I'm gonna say. It's a GN Beam Saber! No, it's a Beam Saber! Ah! That was the best thing ever. I hated that Commander of the Outlaws guy. Get out of the shot, Pudge Gut, you know? It's like, I hated that guy. He was so annoying. I'm glad his ship blew up. I know that's mean, but I'm glad his ship blew up. I actually laughed at that point in the show. Meh. But, yeah, when I saw the GN Beam Sword Saber 5, the GN Sword 5, I was very, very worried, because when you see the GN Beam Saber 5 in its rifle mode, something comes back. You get a strange feeling in your gut. You see what I mean? Now that I actually look at it, the GN Beam Saber 2 looks like an AK when you hold it sideways. But anyway, yeah, this kind of gave me odd feelings. But I really do like this weapon now. I mean, I was never a fan of it before, but I like it now because of its buster features, which I will get to in another video, which hopefully will be uploaded right after this one. So, because I'm probably going to go off on another random rant and end up maxing this out, this is jexamwolfexia signing off. I really have to figure out, like, something. Leave in the comment section below what I should end these with, whether I should go with lock-on's thing, targeted and firing. I think I'm actually going to go with that. You know what? Forget the comment section. I'm going to go with that. This is jexamwolfexia, targeted and firing.